think of the words limited edition Porsche, you probably think an astronomical fee. You probably think of a car that you'll be lucky to see, let alone own. But I'm in a very limited edition Porsche.
The question that every Porsche enthusiast asks is, why hasn't Porsche built an entry-level enthusiast, sort of a James Dean 550 Spyder? They did. They built it in 2011 and it's called the Boxster Spyder. Porsche only built these cars in 2011 and 2012. They only built 791 of them, and so many car manufacturers do special editions like this that you think, why is it worth buying that over, say, a Cayman S or a Boxster S? The design, of course, has aged beautifully.
The flying buttresses, the look on the rear of this that is kind of reminiscent of the Carrera GT, that's the place where this really starts to stand out as a unique car. Of course, it's also a dedicated convertible. So it's a two-part top. They've got what they call the weather shield behind you and the sun shield, which goes above you. When they stretch it all out, it has flying buttresses. It looks kind of cool, but it is, let's be honest, kind of an elaborate Band-Aid.
The interior is classic 987, but it's got the wheel with nothing on it. It seems strange to see a Porsche steering wheel with no buttons, no paddles, no nothing. But that's what's so great about the purity of this car. The seats are stock, they're completely stock, and they're brilliant. As soon as you get in and start driving, you'll know, you understand why Porsche bothers to do additions like this. This car is channeling the 550 for me. It's done it in a modern way, and it still feels fresh, almost 10 years old. This is the car that the Boxster should have been to begin with, but of course, Porsche keeps a lot in reserve. They keep holding back.
Now from the factory, this came with a slight power bump over the standard Boxster. It was up to 320 horsepower, a little bit less than the Cayman R from the same generation. But Jay's taken this and had a chip tune to bump it even further. This Boxster Spyder is running 360 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque, a significant bump over both numbers.
Why didn't Porsche do this to begin with? They never wanted the Boxster and Cayman to encroach on the 911 goodness. As much as I love 911s, it's got the power, it's got the handling feel, which is, it's back. It's true that that electric steering rack in the 981 has changed things. It's still crisp and among the top cars on the planet. But this brings the road back right into your senses.
This 987 Cayman and Boxster are one of my favorite Porsches ever. I really think as they've gone away from this hydraulic steering and this generation of the 6-speed, a little something has been lost. So this has those back, and it got lighter.
They need to build a smaller, more entry-level car to give you this feeling back. Because as much as I love my 981, there's so much to it. There's so much to aspire to in your driving of that car. But this car is the small, nimble, lightweight, and it makes me miss my Cayman S. This car is brilliant.
This is a Porsche kind of built in the Lotus thinking. Simplify and add lightness is all over this Boxster. Honestly, it's not even the power bump I want to pay for. It's this light, low center of gravity. This feels special just for that.
I'm not feeling the flex, I'm just feeling the goodness that I miss about the 987.
This is Jay's car. He and his son Parker are doing a cross-country road trip. They've done 4,000 miles in this car just this summer. I get it. I see why you and your son drove this cross-country.
I keep debating with myself, well, how can I possibly go away from the Caymans and graduate to a 911 when these cars are so brilliant, so much fun? If you're wondering, thinking, all right, the purity of the 987 and the steering feel versus the incredible performance of a 981, that's a hard debate. As an all-around car, I'd go 981, but as the thing that I pull out for very special occasions, or maybe road trips across the United States, yeah, it's the Boxster Spyder.
This is a greatest hits album. It's a greatest hits album from this era of Boxster Cayman. You ought to buy the greatest hits.